How could a Jewish soul sin? It doesn't make any sense. It's totally irrational. What does that mean? That means when a person sins, they should know that that's not them. That's not who they are. When a person thinks of himself or herself as a sinner, that's a recipe for depression and giving up hope that you'll ever change and resigning yourself to your fate and continuing to sin. Because if you can't change, you might as well enjoy life. And if enjoying life means sinning, why should I even bother to change? I can't change because this is who I am. I think one of the worst things that you hear people saying when you challenge them about things is, don't ask me to do this, that's not me. Now sometimes it may be true, but I'm saying it became a cliche that is very debilitating because it gets people convinced that there's no way that they can ever accomplish something because I'm not that type of person. I can't do it. A Jew, especially a Jew, no human being should ever define themselves by their handicap, by their inability to do something. That's superimposed on them. And the same thing with a sin. They shouldn't define yourself by your sins. The famous, in Hasidic circles, it's a famous story. There was a Chassid in Europe, Chassidim, and even in America, dressed a certain way, but he was in business. So when he had to meet his business associates and customers who were not Jewish, he would dress up in a modern attire, just like everyone else did. But when he would come to see his Rebbe, he would be dressed in the Hasidic garb, even though that's not the way he dressed most of the time. And then one year he decides, why am I fooling my Rebbe? He might think that I dress like this all the time. I'm going to come dressed to him the way I dress for my business dealings. And he comes to the Rebbe, and the Rebbe asks him, why are you dressed this way? You never used to dress this way. He said, I don't want to fool you, Rebbe. This is not the way I dress the Chassidic way. All the time I dress the way I'm dressed now. The Rebbe said, I thought it was the other way around. I thought that when you dress like the Chassid, that was who you are. That's your way of dressing. And the way you dressed for business, that was a deviation. That you changed because of the need for the business dealing. Now you're telling me that that's your real nature? That's who you really are? No, that couldn't be that way.